these plants make so that we can be here. A huge part of our being is about intaking air, intake, output, and we're feeding them and they're feeding us, and we all know it, but that's pretty awesome. And so important to have clean air. It's one of those things you don't appreciate till you don't have it. I was in San Francisco airport, and all the Asian people with air masks. There's a lot of places with poor air quality because we're just burning terrible stuff in our factories, or places we're burning the forest and the peat moss. And it's a shame. What a wonderful thing to have. And you know, having a garden, that's a great thing. That's one of the elements you need. You need good, clean air. You need some good airflow. Like those apples, they got moldy because they didn't have it up here. It's quite a bit, but not much growing. Let's see if you can see any of it. It's pretty gnarly root system. All these different trees are this one Doug fir. Still kind of smoggy, still a little hazy. Had some controlled burns the other day. Which they gotta just do sometimes because all that dead wood's stacking up. It's quite smoky for a minute, and it's gotten really smoky the last time I was out here. And in the last few years, there's been a lot of forest fires, and most of them just set by people. You know, but so with the fire thing, and then I wonder how much can we have the real fires with this many people and so many of us in cities who don't have access to a forest or to space to burn wood. But still, with so many of us, some people think that that's not gonna work for the atmosphere to have that much smoke in it. And it seems like when we let it sit up, just fire happens. And it's a lot smokier. If you can get it before it's been on the ground, when you're having a fire, it's going to be a lot cleaner. That's fire. But, you know, we're burning a lot of unclean fires right now in our factories and stuff, kind of polluting the place, and it is what it is. I imagine soon the internet will just have all the money, and just it'll all be numbers on the thing, and people will want money to make a toxic factory, and the internet just says, no dude, you know, like no, you're gonna upset this and this and this in the ecosystem, and taking advantage of those people and those resources, and you don't get the numbers for that to make the air unclean. Sorry. There's good potential there. And I dig this spirulina. Everything gets really green. It likes to stain everything it touches green, highly alkaline. And it was one of the first life forms, apparently, in the oceans that really helped oxygenate the planet so that there can be life forms such as ourselves, biological, for the other plants to exist on the earth and for us to exist is still a big thing in the oceans. And the spirulina bloom, you can see it from space, right? That's the one. And makes a lot of oxygen. Some of these algae, so I feel like there's cool potential for us if we're making things in mass to make a lot of that. And it helped oxygenate the planet the first time, so you know, it's got experience. It's got practice. It's good at what it does, and now people grow it in bathtubs. It's a good oxygen maker and helps soil to absorb and hold on to water. It's cool. These trees, I mean, it's just obvious, right? But we're still cutting down so many for so many little things, and like cardboard to eat fast food and napkins. And out here, man, I gotta tell you, you really appreciate some toilet paper. We use a lot. We still like cut down trees for that, right? That's like, I don't know. The more trees we can have, the better. The plants and the oxygen they make. When it was really smoky, it'd been smoky everywhere I went last year for a while. Nope. Go back to Oregon by Ashland, and I was working at a hemp farm, and it was amazing when you got right by the plants, when you got all up in it. Wow, it was so much cleaner just being that close to the plants. I'd been traveling all over, but they made really good air. I really am all about some coniferous air. Man, this stuff is amazing, from the pines and the firs and the cedars. And there's some association with, they look kind of like the stuff going on in your lungs a little. High mountain country tends to be really good clean air, but there's less of the oxygen, so you gotta be careful when you go up, hiking mountains. A lot less oxygen, and there's quite a few plants that can help you absorb more oxygen, help your lungs open up. Wasn't doing good at it this time. It's very helpful to stay on that, and help you get some really good, fresh, clean mountain air without hurting yourself. How many different plants do how many different things for our atmosphere? There's a lot we can figure out with that, and I wonder if it's more cities and little tribes taking care of more forest, to make clean air. Let's get on it. Let's make clean air. It's our planet. Let's not have toxic air. Not into it. Clean air all around. We need it for our gardens and for ourselves. Before there can be the garden, it's one of the elements that creates the garden. The earth, and the water, and the air, and the fire. The spirits are creating everything, right? But it's essential, and let's not lose track of something just because you can't even see it. I mean, some places you can. You go to LA, you see that smog rolling in. A lot of places. We got a lot of places like that. How do we clean it up? Let's not live like that.